What's up, guys? We're back with another video. Back on the road again as well. So what I wanted to jump on here and talk about was the next 5 months and what I'll be doing in those next 5 months. The plan is to really dial in my system, right? Become more efficient with my time. Allocate that to things that really benefit me compared to having me work in the opposite direction, right? So how I look at it is, I show up to work every day. They got a process, they got a system for me to be efficient. Why not create that in my everyday life? Maximize more of my time, right? Instead of coming up with the basic complaint of, I don't have time. Well, this is me making time, right? Making sure everything's accounted for, making sure I'm documenting everything. So we got that, right? The system is what... There's going to be a lot of things that go into the system, but documentation is one. The next one is finances. We're really going to dial in on getting rid of debt, because the more debt I could get rid of, the more freedom I buy myself, right? And once we tackle that debt, we're going to be able to build up a fund, pretty much, not to just save, but to have on hand for investments, right? So when those opportunities come up or those business ventures cross our path, we're ready to go. There won't be no excuses. We'll be self-funded, so therefore we won't have to take out a loan or anything like that. So you can see how little things will really set us up for success in the long run. Another thing would be fitness, right? Definitely want to get in shape. Definitely want to get those six-pack abs, right? Is it, superficial? Yeah, but whatever. It's something I want. So that's going in there for sure. And overall, just showing up to a business meeting, being able to, let my look show that I do have discipline. I can follow structure and I can follow through with what I need to do, right? Yes, like I said, it's just for looks, but at the same time, you can gauge a lot off of that, right? Is this person going to be proactive? Are they going to get after what they say they're going to do? Can they stick to a diet, right? Can you do the same thing day in and day out, waiting for the long run for those results to produce? That's a big thing. Those are things I look at when I see somebody in shape. So that's why it's big on my list. Sleep and recovery is going to be another big one, because overall, I'm at the point where I want to maximize my longevity, be able to live a lot longer, and have a great life, right? I don't want to be all beat up at the age of 50. So just the more I can maximize my sleep, the better. The trade-off being is the better sleep I get, the more productive I'll be. So some people always like, oh, sleep 4 hours, wake up, do this, do that. Yeah, that sounds cool, but what is the production of that work going to be? Is it going to be a waste of someone's time where you're going to have to come back and clean up the mess later? Or is it going to be productive work? Those are one of the things I'm looking at when it comes to sleep and recovery, is being able to produce more, the better the output. Looking at it as, I'm a car, I need to maintain all my systems within it so I can operate efficiently, right? Get that better gas mileage and be able to get you from point A to point B. And that's how I'm looking at my health, right? As a system. That's why I say this system has a lot of things in it. It's not just one thing where people get on here and say, hey, I'm going to be doing just early wake-up time, cold shower, gym, this. No, there's a lot that's going to go into this next 5 months, and that's really going to set up the pathway for the next 5 months after that. So operating in blocks, being able to build on that time that I have right there and maximize it. I do have my schedule built out on Google Calendars. I'll go more into that a little bit later, or in a different video, right? Because I am on the road, and it's something I would like to show compared to just talk about, because there's going to be different ways you can build your systems, and that's ultimately going to be up to the user. You want to be able to build something you can follow, and something that maximizes your time, right? I don't know what time constraints you're under. Same with me. My time fluctuates on certain days where I need to be able to move certain things or have time slots that are allocated to something specific. So overall, that's just a glimpse of what's going to be happening, what my goal is, right? The finance is the biggest one, because that's going to get me to my goal quicker, being self-funded than having to go out and find funding. On the flip side, right, if there is opportunity and I do need funding and I already have half of what it is and willing to invest that, how much do you think an investor's going to be willing to put up as well, right? Because you got some skin in the game. So this is all going to take time. It's not a overnight success. This is just very real. This is not anything for views or clicks or anything like that. This is pure transparency. This is going to be a system that is going to work once we iron it out, right? I can't just jump up and think it's going to be perfect from day one. So this is going to be an ongoing process. It's going to take a lot of accountability, which this structure provides, and a lot of reflection to actually assess, is it working, is it not working? But then it gives me that baseline data. So we're just in the data collecting phase, right? So overall, it's going to be a journey. There's going to be more videos. These videos are just to hold me accountable, keep me transparent, and to identify things that are working and that aren't working, but also be open to interaction that you guys may have. You guys might have a system or a process that works better for you guys that I might be able to, redefine or even just take and add to mine and really just expand, and we all grow, right? My way is not the only way, and I'm just going for it, honestly, dude. Like, I can't go another day wondering, what if I started yesterday? So regardless what the outcome is, we're going to have problems in life anyways, so why not have problems doing something that you're passionate about? That's my look at things. So with that being said, I got to focus on driving. You guys have a good day, and I hope this give you a little bit of value and information you could apply. So tap back in. I'll have more videos.